Hey guys, it's MMA Vulture coming at you live with UFC 307 Pereira vs Rountree Jr. full card picks and betting breakdown. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into the first fight in Tim Means versus Court McGee. And this fight is interesting seeing as these two are both almost 40 years old. One of them's 40 and one of them's a couple months off of being 40 years old. These are both two old heads, veterans that are kind of on their last couple of bouts. Honestly, I think the loser is going to be done after this. And that's why for this bout, I'm going to go ahead and choose Tim Means. Yes, he's the older fighter, but I think he's the more durable and tougher fighter out of the two. Court McGee is a forward pressure type of fighter, and his striking is decent. I feel like he looks a little bit awkward and clunky sometimes with his striking. He's a good grappler that's strong in the clinch. In his bout against Matt Brown, he actually did take him down with ease, but ended up getting outstruck and knocked out by Matt Brown. And in his fight against Morano, he just got completely destroyed on the feet and in the grappling department. I think that Tim Means is just going to be the better fighter. I think that Court McGee is going to have the grappling advantage, but I think that Tim Means is going to be able to fare well in that department in the sense that his takedown defense is good. It's not terrible, and I think he should be able to defend Court McGee's takedowns. I think that Tim Means could easily get this done against Court McGee. I think that this does go to decision. I'm going to be honest. I don't think either of them are really going to knock each other out or get the submission. I do think that this is going to be a on-the-feet battle, in my opinion, and I think Tim Means is going to get the better of Court McGee. Tim Means, he did end up taking down Alex Morano in their bout, but that's about all he did. He ended up getting outstruck on the feet the whole time against Alex Morano in their bout. The one thing that worries me about Tim Means is he does kind of keep his head on the center line, leaving him to getting hit. But I think Court McGee doesn't have the best striking. Like I said, is awkward and clunky. So give me Tim Means to beat Court McGee. I think that he's going to be able to defend the takedowns of Court McGee and ultimately get the better of him on the feet and overwhelm him and outstrike him. Let's go ahead and look at the odds on this. And Tim Means is sitting at a negative 210. Court sitting at a plus 180. I like the odds on Tim Means. And the over is sitting at negative 183. Under sitting at a plus 153. I like Tim Means. I see value in the negative 210, but like I said, two 40-year-olds, something I probably would not touch, in my opinion, on the betting side. They're both at the end of their careers, kind of just like a gimme fight. And we're going to go ahead and move along to the next bout in Ovince St. Preux versus Ryan Spann. And if I botched that name, I apologize. And in this fight, we have two powerful strikers in St. Preux and Ryan Spann. Ovince is a savage, and same with Ryan Spann. I'm going with Ryan Spann. I think that he is the more dangerous fighter. He's a good striker with knockout power, same thing as Ovince, knockout power, but he's also a great grappler with decent takedown defense and devastating ground and pound. If he can get you down and maintain control and land that ground and pound, it is going to hurt. It is going to leave marks on you. He did, however, get taken down by Anthony Smith with ease. I will say that, which does worry me. Also, something I did notice is that those low calf kicks were affecting Ryan Spann a lot in the bout against Anthony Smith. He had moments against Anthony Smith on the feet, But other than that, dude, those calf kicks were destroying Spann's leg. And if Ovince can land those calf kicks, it could really affect Ryan Spann. But overall, I think that either way, he's going to get it done, and he's going to overwhelm and outstrike Ovince and pressure him. Ovince is a good striker with powerful hands. He's a decent grappler. He struggles when he's being rushed or blitzed, as we saw in his fight against Philip Lins. He got rushed and blitzed, and Lins was throwing from his hips. He was throwing wild, accurate shots, but still ended up landing that knockout shot on Ovince. I think that if Ryan Spann can put the pressure on Ovince and overwhelm him, he's going to outstrike him and ultimately could land that devastating shot, putting Ovince out. I really do see that happening because Ovince has so much trouble when he's being pushed, blitzed, or pressured at all. Like, he just can't get out of the way, and he's just awful when it comes to being blitzed. He just gets confused, gets overwhelmed, and just doesn't know what to do when he's getting blitzed. So give me Ryan Spann, the Superman, to get it done and beat Ovince. I think he could get it done by knockout, to be honest. He's got some deadly knockout power. So give me Ryan Spann. And let's go ahead and look at the odds on this. Ryan Spann sitting at a negative 330 and Ovince sitting at a plus 270. The over sitting at a negative 135. I could see this going the distance. To be honest, I really do. But Ryan Spann has deadly hands, and it could go under, really. Give me Ryan Spann, like I said, to beat him. And let's go ahead and move along to the next bout, in which is Carla Esparza versus Tecia Pennington. And in this one, this is an interesting one in the sense that Carla Esparza hasn't fought since 2022 in her loss against Wei Li. And before that, she was always up against the top fighters, I will say that, in the division. She's a decent striker, but mainly a grappler. She's got good grappling. She maintains control of you really well when she gets you down to the ground. And she just smothers you and pressures you and makes you uncomfortable when she gets you down to the ground. And in her fight against Yan Xiaonan, she actually destroyed her on the feet and in the grappling department, taking her down 3 out of 3 times and ended up winning that via knockout. She looked great in her fight against Rose Namajunas, beating her via split decision. Looked great on the feet and in the grappling department. I think that her striking sometimes does look a little bit awkward and isn't the best. I think her grappling looks a lot better, and she's a lot better in that department. I think that Pennington is going to have the striking advantage. I think she's a lot cleaner of a striker and the tougher fighter. Give me Tecia Pennington to beat Carla Esparza. I think Tecia Pennington is going to be the better, more versed striker that mixes up her shots really well to the head and to the body. She's got decent grappling. I believe in her bout against Tabitha Ricci, I think that she honestly won that fight. In my opinion, I really think that she outstruck and just overall looked better than Tabitha Ricci, but I know Tabitha Ricci is a little bit better of a person to sell. Tecia Pennington, again, 35 years old, a little bit out of her prime, and I still think that she's going to be better than Carla Esparza. I know that she's fought top 5 ranked fighters every time she's fought, but that was 2 years ago. Who knows how she's going to look? She had a kid as well. who knows how she's going to look when she gets in that ring against somebody that has been fighting and actually beat a Tabitha Ricci, in my opinion. Give me Tecia Pennington to beat Carla Esparza. And let's go ahead and look at the odds on this. Let's see, Tecia Torres, as they have her on here, is negative 175, and Carla Esparza is sitting at a plus 150. I like Tecia Torres. I think that she can get it done. I think she's the better fighter on the feet. I think that she's going to fare well in the grappling department. Carla is we're going to have to see how she looks after 2 years of not fighting, and she could end up gassing out. Who knows what she's going to look like when she gets in that ring. Give me the proven Tecia Pennington, who's been fighting. And let's go ahead and move along to the next fight, in which we have a weird one in Alexander Hernandez versus Austin Hubbard. And with this one, man, Alex Hernandez, I think that he's a very inconsistent fighter. Ever since his loss against Donald Cerrone, Cowboy Cerrone, he's just been very inconsistent. One fight he'll be very good, he'll look great, and then the next fight he'll come out, he'll look super dull, super flat, and just not look great at all. And that's how it's been for him ever since that loss against Cerrone. He's come out, he's either looked really good or really bad, and he wins one, comes out, then loses two, then wins one, then loses another three, and he's coming off of a 2-fight loss streak in Bill Algeo where he looked decent, but again, take that with a grain of salt. Honestly, he's very mediocre in my opinion. Again, against Damon Jackson, looked decent. His striking looked good. He fared decently in the grappling department. I mean, dude, he's just a overall mediocre fighter. I think Austin Hubbard should be able to get it done against Alexander Hernandez. I think Alexander Hernandez is a mediocre fighter that just is very wishy-washy. Either he's good or he's bad. I think Austin Hubbard could get a difficult decision and beat a Alexander Hernandez. And Austin Hubbard looked great in his fight against Michael Figlak. And I thought that was kind of a fight where Michael Figlak was kind of set to win that fight. But no, Austin Hubbard looked good, looked scrappy. He looked great on the feet. His striking looked precise, clean. And overall, I think he should beat a Alexander Hernandez. He had a tough fight against Kurt Holobaugh, in which Kurt Holobaugh eventually did get the triangle choke. But like I said, Austin Hubbard is a tough fighter, and I think he could get it done against a mediocre fighter in Alexander Hernandez. I think Austin Hubbard is a decent fighter. Again, I don't think he's anywhere near the top or ranked or best fighters, but I think Alexander Hernandez is a mediocre fighter at best, and I think Austin Hubbard is going to beat him. And let's go ahead and look at the odds on this fight. And Alexander Hernandez sitting at a negative 210. I really think that this should be more of a coin flip fight. Austin Hubbard being a plus 180. And the over sitting at a negative 210. I do think that this goes all 3 rounds. I think it's going to be a back and forth brawl between these two. I think Austin Hubbard is going to get the better of him on the feet and look decent in the grappling department. Give me Austin Hubbard to beat Alexander Hernandez. I think that he's mediocre. And let's go ahead and move along to the next bout, in which we have Ihor Potieria versus Cesar Almeida. And I feel like a lot of you guys are going to kill me on this because I'm going Ihor Potieria. I think he can beat Cesar Almeida. I feel like Almeida has this very big hype status over him because he did beat Poatan. But listen, I think that, if I'm going to be honest, I think that Ihor is the more patient, calculated striker. I think that he can get this done. He's got good boxing. He mixes up his shots to the body and to the head very, very well. He's got fast, quick kicks. He was out striking and looked great against Bellato in his loss to Bellato, even wobbling Bellato at one point, but I feel like he just got a little bit too hungry for the finish and wasted his gas tank, and ultimately got ground and pounded and knocked out against Bellato. I think that he is a great fighter nonetheless. I think that, yes, he did look a little bit finish hungry, but other than that, he looked great on the feet, outstriking, and his power looked phenomenal against Bellato. And then in his next fight against Robert Brzezek, who it was his UFC debut, looked phenomenal. Got the unanimous decision, looked great on the feet, looked great on the ground against him. I feel like Ihor is being slept on because Cesar Almeida has all this hype again built up with him. And Ihor, again, bursting somebody in Michael Pereira, who is a beast, an absolute beast. And yes, did get choked out. But I think that he could get this done. I think that power-wise, I think that Ihor could be the more powerful striker on the feet. I do think that Cesar Almeida does have good striking, has nice snappy calf kicks, is a power puncher as well. Don't sleep on that. They both have power in their hands. But I think that Ihor is going to also have the grappling advantage. I do know that Cesar Almeida does burst to his feet really well. He has quick get-ups after being taken down, as showed in his bout against Fernando in his Contender Series debut. But in all reality, I feel like Cesar Almeida hasn't really he's proved himself, but he hasn't showed out, is what I'm trying to say. He hasn't showed us that he's top level, and I feel like Ihor has faced some top level guys in Carlos Olderberg. Bellato, he was beating him, like I said, but lost. And then Michael Pereira, who is a dog. I mean, he's facing some great fighters. And Cesar Almeida beat Dylan Budka, who we saw a couple weeks ago, looked absolutely trash, was a wild striker. And I feel like somebody like Ihor is a more precise striker, kind of like Roman Kopylov, and he's got decent grappling, in which Almeida got kind of grapple fucked in the sense that he was not doing great against Kopylov on the ground. I feel like Ihor Potieria could definitely win in the grappling department. Give me Ihor Potieria to beat Cesar Almeida. I know a lot of you are going to kill me on this. Let's go ahead and look at the odds. And the odds for this are sitting right at a negative 410 for Cesar Almeida and a plus 310 for Ihor Potieria. I really think that Ihor could beat Cesar Almeida. I feel like Cesar Almeida just has a lot of hype to him and hasn't delivered enough, in my opinion. Yes, he has won, but he hasn't come out and absolutely dominated people that I feel like he should dominate. I feel like he should have beat Roman Kopylov, but he didn't. And give me Ihor Potieria to beat Cesar Almeida. And let's go ahead and move along to the next bout, in which we have Marina Rodriguez versus Iasmin Lucindo. And in this fight, I gotta go with Iasmin Lucindo. I really think that she's gonna be the more well-rounded fighter out of the two. I feel like Marina Rodriguez is a one-dimensional fighter. She's a great striker, don't get me wrong. She mixes up her shots very well. She does have that knockout power. She has all right grappling, in my opinion. I feel like she doesn't have the best grappling. I feel like Lucindo is going to definitely have the grappling advantage. I think that her takedown defense isn't really the best. She got taken down by Andrade in her last bout, as well as Vieira and Esparza in their bout. Not to mention, in her bout against Gomes, she got taken down then. And Gomes doesn't even have the best grappling. So I feel like she lacks in the grappling department, jiu-jitsu department, and I feel like Lucindo could have the grappling advantage as well as the striking advantage. I feel like Lucindo is a great striker with devastating knockout power. She does have that knockout power. She has great snappy leg kicks, clean, crisp combinations on the inside. She's a good grappler as well as a great striker. In her fight against Vienna, she took her down multiple times and ended up submitting her. And she looked great in that. And she even buckled Vienna at one point with a powerful hook. She's got nice knockout power. She's got nice, nasty hooks as well. She really does. Her hooks are nasty. And I think Lucindo is going to beat Mariana Rodriguez. If I'm going to be completely honest, I think she's going to outstrike her and even out-grapple her, in my honest opinion. And let's go ahead and look at the odds on this bout. And which is, where is it? Right here. A plus 150 for Mariana Rodriguez and a negative 175 for Lucindo. I think that this goes over. I think Lucindo gets the better of her on the feet and in the grappling department. Give me Lucindo to beat Rodriguez. And let's go ahead and move along to the next bout, in which, in my opinion, should have been definitely on the main card. It's Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley. And in this fight, I got Buckley, man. I think that Buckley is the quicker, more explosive fighter. I do think that Thompson is the more technical fighter on the feet. I think that Thompson is a great striker with great kicks. He's got that one-punch knockout power just along with Buckley. He's got decent grappling. I feel like Thompson struggles in the grappling department. He does have good takedown defense. I will say that. He's got phenomenal takedown defense. In his bout against Rakhmonov, he showed that he has great takedown defense. He did not let Rakhmonov take him down a couple of times. He spun out of Rakhmonov's takedowns a couple of times and looked phenomenal in the takedown defense area as well as the grappling area. I think that Buckley is going to have the grappling advantage and be stronger in the clinches, in my opinion. Buckley is the more explosive fighter, like I said. He's got great striking with knockout power just along with Thompson. He's got the quicker, cleaner combinations, in my opinion. He's got great grappling. He took down Ruziboev multiple times in that bout, showing off his grappling. He looked great. He had good takedown defense and snubbed Alex Morano's takedowns as well as Nasruddin's takedowns in their bouts multiple times. And he looked great in those fights against Alex Morano. Looked great on the feet, outstriking Alex Morano. And looking great in the grappling department, snubbing his takedowns. Like I said, Alex Morano does have great grappling, so that's good. And looked great in his bout against Vince Luque with a clean knockout and then devastating ground and pound. And in his bout against Ruziboev, everybody thought he was going to lose, but he looked great. He looked phenomenal. He came out and showed us that he can grapple and wrestle very well. And we already knew he could strike. So coming into this bout, I feel like he has I wouldn't say the striking advantage. I feel like it's pretty even with the striking. I feel like Thompson likes to maintain distance and strike from the outside a little bit more than Buckley. Buckley is more of a explosive fighter that likes to enter the pocket and leave the pocket with ease, in the sense that he enters, hits them, exits before they can tag him, and creates distance really well before after his shots. Not before his shots, after his strikes. I think that Buckley is going to get the better of Wonderboy Thompson. Give me Buckley to beat Wonderboy Thompson. And let's go ahead and look at the odds on this. And the odds are sitting right at a plus 175 for Wonderboy Thompson and a negative 205 for Buckley. And I see Buckley as a live parlay piece. I really do. I like Buckley. I think that he's going to be the cleaner fighter and get the better of Stephen Thompson on the feet and maybe even in the grappling department. I think that he could take Thompson down. Give me Buckley to beat Wonderboy Thompson. And let's go ahead and go to the main card in which we have Roman Dolidze versus Kevin Holland. And in this bout, it's, again, a very, very interesting one, seeing as Dolidze is a power puncher and Kevin Holland is more of a technical fighter, likes to strike from the outside. I got to go with Kevin Holland. I think that he gets the better of Dolidze. I think Dolidze is a little bit of a chaotic fighter that thrives in brawl. He's a good striker that has knockout power, nice snappy kicks that he loves to use. He loves to use his kicks. He throws looping shots sometimes. I feel like sometimes he gets angry and throws those looping overhand hooks and could ultimately get countered. He's got decent grappling. His takedown defense is all right, in my opinion. Now let's go ahead and move along to Kevin Holland, the more technical fighter. He's got great striking. He likes to strike from the outside, like I said previously. He maintains distance really well, which I think is going to be a key in this fight against Dolidze because of Dolidze's power. I think that if he maintains distance and doesn't let Dolidze enter the pocket with ease, then he's going to get the better of Dolidze. I think Kevin Holland is a good grappler with good takedown defense and dangerous submissions. I think Kevin Holland should get the better of Dolidze. I do worry that Dolidze could catch Holland because in the fight against Olizejczyk did put Holland on the ground, which ultimately led to Holland getting that armbar finish. But he did put him down, and Dolidze does have knockout power, so I do worry about that. But I think Kevin Holland is going to be able to maintain distance really well, strike Dolidze from the outside, and just keep him at bay and at a distance the whole entire fight. Give me Kevin Holland to beat Roman Dolidze. And let's go ahead and look at the odds on this. The odds for Dolidze sitting at a plus 160, Kevin Holland at a negative 185. I like Kevin Holland. I also do think that this goes the over. I think that these are both competitive fighters, both not chinny folks. I know, like I said, Kevin Holland did get chinned by Olizejczyk, or did get dropped, not chinned, but you know what I mean. Give me Kevin Holland to beat Roman Dolidze, and I think that this goes over in the rounds. And let's go ahead and move to the next bout, in which we have Kayla Harrison versus Ketlen Vieira. And man, oh man, am I excited for this fight. I think that this fight is going to be a banger. And I got to go with Kayla Harris, not Ketlen. I was about to say Ketlen Vieira. No, Kayla Harris. I think Ketlen Vieira is a smother pressure heavy fighter just along with Kayla Harrison. They are really similar in the fighting styles, I feel like. I feel like Ketlen has good striking with a nasty, nasty left hook. She maintains distance very well. She's a very good grappler with strong jiu-jitsu and strong takedowns. She likes to trip off her takedowns. And if she takes you down, she will maintain control of you. I don't know if that's going to fare well against somebody as strong as Kayla Harrison, if she's going to be able to maintain control of her. That's going to be one of the keys in this fight, if she can maintain control of Kayla Harrison or even get her down for that matter. Then we're going to have to see. She also does have dangerous submissions. I will say that. She maintained control of Kianzad in their bout very, very well. I think that she looked great in the grappling department. Obviously, she's got strong jiu-jitsu. In the Pennington fight, she showed that she can strike, and overall, she ended up getting overwhelmed and outstriked later in the rounds, I feel like. But she's still a great fighter that has been up against the top-ranked fighters in the division. And Kayla Harrison, let's go ahead and go over to Kayla Harrison, is, like I said, same thing, a pressure fighter that likes to walk you down, a great striker with powerful hands, but is also well-versed in the grappling department. Same as Ketlen. She's got strong takedowns. She's dangerous with her submissions. She maintains control of you really, really well when she gets you down. She ran through Holly Holm in her UFC debut. Like, absolutely ran through her and got a rear naked choke. She looked great on the feet. She looked great in the grappling department. I'm going to be super, super hyped for this fight come Saturday. I really think that this is going to be a banger fight between these two. I think that it's going to be Kayla Harrison getting the better of Ketlen. I think that Ketlen could be better in the striking department, but I think Kayla will have the grappling advantage, in my opinion. Give me Kayla Harrison to beat Ketlen Vieira. I think that this is going to be a close brawl, in my opinion. I really do. I think it's going to be a back-and-forth brawl. I think that these two are great, great fighters. And I also don't think the odds should be this wide, if I'm going to be completely honest. And let's go ahead and jump to the odds right now so you guys can see. Kayla Harrison sitting at a negative 650. Ketlen sitting at a plus 475. I feel like the odds are very wide. Kayla obviously has a lot of people on her side. She's building a following after her UFC debut. And I think that she's going to beat Ketlen. I really do. I think that it's going to be a brawl and a lot closer than these lines are suggesting. But give me Kayla Harrison to beat Ketlen Vieira. And let's go ahead and move along to the next bout, in which is a very, very interesting one that I am really going to enjoy watching. And I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how Jose Aldo is a underdog in this fight. After his performance against Jonathan Martinez, I really don't understand how he is a dog in this fight. I feel like he is going to be the better fighter out of the two. Give me Jose Aldo to beat Mario Bautista. I think that Mario Bautista is a decent striker. He got outstruck by Blackshear. Even though he beat him, I feel like he got outstruck by Blackshear. He had quick, clean combinations. He's a good grappler that has dangerous submissions, I will say that. His takedown defense looked good, as we saw against Blackshear. But I feel like Jose Aldo, the OG, the veteran in the fight game, is going to beat Mario Bautista. I think he's going to be the better striker. He's going to be quicker and speedier and more precise than Mario Bautista on the feet, in my opinion. He mixes up his shots very well to the body and to the head, as we saw in the Jonathan Martinez fight. He's got great takedown defense, like we saw in his fight against Merab and in his fight against Martinez. He's an all-around great fighter on the feet and in the grappling department. He's a all-around, check-all-the-boxes type of fighter. We've seen him time and time again prove himself. Jose Aldo is him. Yes, he's getting older, but he still looks great. As we saw against Jonathan Martinez, I thought Jonathan Martinez was going to beat him. I'm going to be honest. I had Jonathan Martinez. But this time, I am not doubting Jose Aldo. I think the OG is going to get it done here. I think he's going to be the more slicker fighter on the feet. And in the grappling department, he's going to be able to fare well. He's already been up against the top grappling fighters in Merab and in Rob Font, Jonathan Martinez. He's fought the best fighters. Give me Jose Aldo to beat Mario Bautista. I really can't believe he's an underdog in this. And let's go ahead and look at the fight odds. And Jose Aldo sitting at a plus 142. I really like Jose Aldo. I really think he's live at plus 142. The over is live. I do think that this goes the distance. I think Jose Aldo is going to get the better of Mario Bautista, just like he got the better of Jonathan Martinez. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Jose Aldo. Give me Jose Aldo to beat Mario Bautista, and let's go ahead and move right along to the co-main event, in which we have Raquel Pennington versus Julianna Peña. And this one, Julianna Peña, coming out of retirement, hasn't fought since 2022 against Amanda Nunes. And I think Raquel Pennington's got this. Give me Raquel Pennington to beat Julianna Peña. Listen, Julianna Peña is a great fighter that is a good striker with powerful hands, mixes up her shots to the body and to the head very, very well. And she's a well-versed grappler, decent takedown defense, got taken down by McCann and Montano multiple times. I feel like she kind of lacks in the grappling department. I feel like she's got sneaky submissions, though, but other than that, I feel like Raquel Pennington, her overwhelming pressure, bully pressure heavy fight style is going to overwhelm and outwork somebody like Julia Peña. Her volume is crazy. She has a crazy volume throughout her fights that I think that Julianna Peña is not going to be able to fare very well with. Raquel has great boxing, quick hands. She's a good grappler that has good takedown defense. She snubbed Bueno Silva multiple times in their bout. She is known to outwork and just overwhelm her opponents. She has a great, great gas tank. In her fight against Bueno Silva, like I said, snubbed her takedowns multiple times. She looked great on the feet, just outstriking and overwhelming Bueno Silva, as well as Ketlen Vieira, just outstriking, overwhelming, outworking her, and just putting on a pace that she just could not keep up with. Raquel Pennington just puts on a pace that most people cannot handle and cannot fare well with in a 3-round fight. And I just think that Raquel Pennington is going to do the same with Julianna Peña, who has not fought since 2022. And give me Raquel Pennington to beat Julianna Peña. And let's go ahead and look at the odds here. Raquel Pennington sitting at a negative 163. Julianna Peña sitting at a plus 143. I think Raquel Pennington is going to be live for sure. I really think that she's going to put on a pace that Julianna Peña is not going to be able to keep up with. And she's going to outstrike her, overwhelm her, and just outwork her throughout the entire fight. Give me Raquel Pennington to beat Julianna Peña. Raquel is a tough, durable fighter, man. And she showed it time and time again. And let's go ahead and jump to the main event. If you guys haven't, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we're going to jump to the main event in Alex Poatan Pereira versus Kayla Rountree Jr. And listen, I'm going to be completely honest. You know who I'm going with. I'm going with Poatan, the absolute dog. Alex Pereira is just a patient, calm fighter with devastating power, man. And same with Kayla Rountree. He's more of a explosive, quick fighter instead of a patient fighter. He's got great striking with great counter-striking abilities. He's got fast hands. He's got that knockout power, that one-punch knockout power as well, along with Alex Pereira. He's got decent grappling. Obviously, you know the grappling is not going to be used at all in this fight. I think that Pereira is going to have the grappling advantage if it does go to the grappling department. Something I do want to know about Rountree, he likes to circle out after his strikes, leaving his hands down. I feel like someone like Alex Pereira could land a kick while Kayla Rountree is circling out because of the fact that he leaves his hands down and leaves that opening. I think Alex Pereira is going to knock out Kayla Rountree. He's the more calculated, patient fighter, and he's just got a devastating left hook. He's got nasty hooks on the inside, and I think that if anything, Alex Pereira is going to have the grappling advantage. I'm going to be honest. I really do think that he will have the grappling advantage. Will we see Alex Pereira take it down to the ground? I don't think so, but if he has to, he will. Give me Alex Poatan Pereira to beat Kayla Rountree. Time and time again, Alex Pereira has showed us against Ihor knockout head kick. I feel like that could be coming against somebody like Khalil Rountree, like I said. Knocked out Jamal Hill. Made easy work of him. Knocked out Yuri the first time. Looked great with a short left hook that landed clean and flush on Yuri, knocking him out. Beat Jan Blachowicz by split decision. He is just a dog fighter, man. He is a magician, a magic magician. He is a savage. Give me Alex Poatan Pereira to knock out Khalil Rountree. And let's go ahead and look at the odds. Odds sitting at a negative 460 for Alex Pereira, and a plus 360 for Khalil Rountree. Over 1.5 sitting at a negative 144. Under 1.5 sitting at a plus 114. Give me the under, man. I really do think that this goes under. They're going to be striking the whole entire time. And I think Alex Poatan Pereira is going to be the more calculated fighter and find that shot to knock Khalil Rountree out. I think he's going to be a little bit too explosive, overextend, and Alex Pereira could catch him. And that's all for today. If you guys haven't, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!